What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Podcasters Business Insider Daily Live. I'm your host. I'm your host, John Catavos. Today, we're going to be talking about a very interesting topic, um, and why it's important to get enough of this. We're going to be talking about the power of sleep. So, this is going to be it's a powerful tool that you can implement if done properly. And we'll get into it a little bit more a little bit later on the show. But first, a word from our sponsors. I gotta get better at doing this. Are you interested in getting the inside scoop on the Fitness Oracle? Have you ever wondered when the next episode will be popping up? We're going to be releasing even more episodes in the near future. So do yourself a favor, get connected right now, sign up for the free newsletter where we give you top tips and tricks on how to live a happy, healthy, and empowering life. Just click on the link in the notes, and click on the link either in the show notes or in the comments, and sign up for the free newsletter that we'll be releasing every Monday which will actually be starting at the end of the month. So sign up today. CPTN is one of the most powerful and most effective personal training guides out there. If you want to start on a journey that will change your life completely and utterly in ways that you don't even imagine, personal training is probably the best side hustle out there. Many people have made this into their main hustle, and CPTN, Canadian Personal Trainers Network, have made it easy for you to learn this amazing skill set. All you have to do is click on the link below and use the code TFO10. That's TFO10, and get 10% off of the CPTN Art and Science of Personal Training program. Get started today and just wait to see the amazing changes that you're going to do for yourself and for your future customers. Now, wins. What wins did I have yesterday? Yesterday I was supposed to be doing editing, which I did. I did before. I did the other live, and it was actually really good. I got it done, so I'm on track with the podcast releases. I actually went on this one place called Lunch Club, and it's a powerful meeting space. I met a really great man there, and he gave me some really great ideas. So I'm going to be implementing them probably in July. Yeah, probably July. Just because there's a lot of moving pieces in the background that I need to figure out, because it's going to affect this. So keep your ears and eyes open for this, because it's going to change the way that we'll be doing things for the Podcasters Wellness Alliance, Podcasters Business Insider, and all that stuff. It's just keep your eyes and ears open for that. Losses. To be honest, we didn't have that many losses yesterday. I'll be honest with you. So that's a good thing. That's a good day when you don't have that many losses. It seems like as the days are progressing, I'm having less and less losses, which is great. And I'm having more and more wins, which is great. And there is this one really great quote that I heard, the head coach of the Tampa Bay Lightning. I am a big sports fan. I do love hockey. Canadian. Can't knock me on that. Oh, I'm on the wrong microphone. There. Now I probably sound a little bit clearer. So I heard a really great quote from, I can't remember the coach's name, from the Tampa Bay Lightning. And he said, don't let your highs be too high and don't let your lows be too low. And that's what I've been trying to live in now. I'm not trying to let my highs get too high, and I'm trying not to let my lows get too low, because if any of you know me, and most of you do, you know that people who do suffer from depression on a daily basis, we let our lows become too low. So it's not something that we're happy about. It's something that we can control. You can control it, but you have to be mindful of it, so that when you do get into that really, really, really deep low, that you know how to pull yourself back out. It may take a while, but at least you can pull yourself out, and you can pull yourself out. So, like I said yesterday, not that many losses. I'll be honest with you, with all of you. Not many. I don't think I had any losses yesterday, which is a good thing. It's a good thing. And now, quickly, a word from our sponsors. Oh yeah, and by the way, I took that from John Lee Dumas from Entrepreneurs on Fire. Great podcast. Great podcast. But a better podcast is the Fitness Oracle. That's a better podcast, where we talk about how exercise and mental health, exercise, holistic living, and and martial arts helps improve men's mental health. And we bring on experts in the field of health and wellness, and we discuss different types of solutions that they may have to help improve depression that you may be suffering. And it's a great podcast for you to listen. Also, one of my favorite places to find guests is Podmatch. At Podmatch, they do all the hard work for you. All you have to do is just log in and sign up. That's it. It's the best way that I describe it is like a dating site for podcasters and podcast hosts and podcast guests. You can use this link. Let me just get it for you. I should have had this done before. Oops. Shoulda, woulda, coulda, didn't. Use this link below. and sign up to their amazing platform where you get access to thousands of podcasters that are just itching for guests. And if you are a podcast host, access to thousands of podcast guests that are itching to get on podcasts. So, what are we talking about today? What are we talking about today? Today, we're talking about a very important topic: sleep. Sleep is one of those things that is critical for us as humans to be able to live longer, not just live longer, but also to have the ability to have cognitive decisions while we're awake, while we're conscious. Most people think, oh, I'll sleep when I'm dead, and I don't need that much sleep, which is true for about 1% of the population of the world. 1%, maybe less. The majority of us need anywhere between 7 and 9 hours of sleep, depending on the time of year. Now that we are in the spring, we technically need about 8 hours, 8 hours of sleep. That is on average. In the summertime, when the days are a little bit longer, we need a little bit less because the sun is out. So the sun will produce more cortisol levels to our brains and keep us awake, keep us more alert. In the wintertime, we need less, or we need more. We need about 9 hours of sleep because there's less sun. The sun will dictate on how much sleep we actually require. Now, the people, there's a couple of arguments here. One argument is, John, I can function fine with 4 to 5 hours of sleep. I will argue that because I did that for about a year, and I can't tell you how quickly I burnt out. Now my average is 8 hours. That's it. I get 8 hours of sleep. I'm alert. I get stuff done, and I feel more awake when I'm here. I don't need afternoon naps. I don't need any of that other stuff. Now, on the other argument, you have, what about the 5 a.m. club? Yeah, waking up at 5 a.m. is great. I don't suggest it. I suggest getting up at 6, and I'll talk to you a little bit more about why 6 a.m. is better than 5 a.m. in just a little bit. But if you do want to be part of the quote unquote 5 a.m. club, all you have to do is just go to bed earlier. If you're not willing to go to bed earlier, like at 9 p.m. to wake up at 5 a.m., then wake up later. You need that 8 hours sleep. You need it. I recently listened to a podcast from London Real where Brian had a sleep doctor come on, and his hypothesis is, now this is just a hypothesis. This is in fact, Alzheimer's could have a direct relationship to how much sleep you get throughout your life. So if on average you are sleeping 5 hours a night, you're losing 3 hours of sleep every day. In the course of let's just do the math here. Let's quickly do the math. And bring up my calculator here. So if you lose 3 hours of sleep every day for 365 days out of the year, that's 1,095 hours of sleep that you're missing. Now, some of you probably say, well, that's an extra 1,195 hours that I have of productivity. But you do that over the course of your life. You do that over the course of your life, and you're losing years on your life. Let's say you're 40 years old, okay? You're 40 years old and you have, that's on average, let's say you have another 40 years left. Multiply the 1095 by 40 years. 43 hours, 43,800 hours. Let's do. Let me share with you what this equates to. That's 5 years. So if your ticker is supposed to quit at 80, you're gone. You're gone at 75. And the chances of you gaining Alzheimer's in the later part of your years increases by has the potential to increase by 10. I think he said by 10 or by 20. I can't remember. So is it worth it to lose 3 hours of sleep every single day? Me personally, no, it's not. And this number is you can't get it back. That's why sleep is so important. Plus the extra 3 hours. Now, you might be thinking, um, I'm not going to share with you how I spell rhythm. Maybe I should. I will. I will. I can't spell rhythm. For the life of me, I can't spell rhythm. So let me share with you how I spelled rhythm. That's how I spelled rhythm. Rythm. Anyways, um, so this is probably the most important cycle that we have is a circadian rhythm, and you guys have heard me harp on this so many different times. So, what is it, and why is this so important? Let me see. These are really bad designs. Oh, this one's close. Oh, here we go. Here we go. This is a good one. All right. So the circadian rhythm is basically a dance between melatonin and cortisol levels. Okay. During the daytime, we have cortisol that is being dumped on, being dumped into our bodies. Cortisol is a work hormone, and we have melatonin. Excuse me. We have melatonin at night. Melatonin is a repair hormone. Now, there's a interesting dance that happens between them, and as you can see, it's dictated by the sun. These times are a little they vary. Times actually vary because it happens from sun up to sundown, and from sundown back to sun up. At sun up, on average, it's 6 a.m. On average. Now, in the summertime, that goes back to about 5 a.m. And I think the latest it goes to 9 p.m., 9:30, something like that. But on average, it's 6 a.m. At 6 a.m., cortisol takes off. Just as you can see in this graph, the red line is cortisol. Now, this actually is more here. Like it peaks, cortisol levels peak at noon. That's why the best time to work out is at noon on your lunch hour. And then it just starts to taper off until sunset. And at sunset, what happens is we have like a wind down kind of thing happening. and melatonin starts to, well, here it's a little bit different. Normally I would have the graph come up like this with melatonin, and cortisol would be flatline at sunset. Cortisol flatlines at sunset. There's no more cortisol being produced unless we have coffee, unless we have some form of stimulant, which is caffeine, TV, computer, cell phone, the gym. Most people, when they work out at 6 p.m., what happens? Their cortisol level spikes back up. It's a work hormone. When your work hormone's supposed to be next to nil at 6 p.m. And melatonin is supposed to start to kick off. Melatonin has a tendency of kicking off an hour before sleep, which is 10 o'clock, depending on how you train your body. And this is the repair hormone. So between 10 p.m. and 2 a.m., that's roughly what this is showing, 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. What happens is all the melatonin is in our bodies and it's repairing the physical body. At 2 a.m. to 6 a.m., melatonin is in our brains, giving us a psychological repair. So for the people that wake up at 3 a.m. and say, oh, this is the golden hour, this is the hour of most productivity, yes, because melatonin is flush in your brain at this point, and it's doing a repair. So you will be more productive. You will be more creative. You will have more inspiration to do stuff at 3 a.m. But it doesn't mean that you have to be conscious. You need to be asleep. Because when you wake up, cortisol also wakes up at that point. So now you have cortisol flush in your body when it should not be there. And you have melatonin, which is flush in your brain, which should be there. These two are opposing factors. So when cortisol comes up, melatonin goes down. So what are you doing? You need to be asleep at 3 a.m., not waking up. Because this needs to be repaired. This needs to be fixed. And if this can't be fixed, then we're going to have other issues later on in life. So I hope you guys can see how important sleep really is. Sleep is critical. Without it, we'll die. Without it, we'll die. We will forget our loved ones. We will forget who we are. We'll forget our identity. We'll forget what we put out to the world. And what good is that? That's no good. So do what you can to stay to get that 8 hour sleep. Again, if you want to wake up at 5 a.m., go right ahead. My suggestion is be up at 6. Really utilize that cortisol spike when that sun comes up, because it's super important. Super, super, super important. If you can actually get that spike and you can get it higher, you can just maximize the efficiency of your day. Or I know it's tough waking up at 6 a.m. if you're not used to it. I mean, it won't be that tough if you're waking up at 4:45 like I used to, 5 o'clock in the morning like I used to. I wake up at 6 now. I love it. I go to bed at 11, and I wake up at 6. I mean, I should be going to bed at 10, and I'm trying to get to 10 because then I can maximize the efficiency of the melatonin release and no cortisol in my body. There's other things that I'm trying to do to really help that cortisol to come down. And cortisol does, as you can see in the chart, it does take a little time for it to start to taper off. So if you can just maximize that, your days, like my days are already starting to be productive. So that's one of the things that we actually teach in one of the upcoming programs that we have, is to create evening routines um, to help you maximize that dance between cortisol and melatonin. There's an upcoming program. All right, what's on deck for tomorrow? Tomorrow, I haven't had a set. I haven't created a set routine or stuff like that. So I'm basically just going off a whim. I'm going to probably talk about the importance of taking breaks throughout the day as a podcaster, because that's one thing that we have a tendency not doing. Like today is probably going to be one of those days where I'm going to be forcing myself to take a break. I got After this call, I have a community call. Now I have an hour, so I can do my copywriting for one podcast and a couple of blog posts. Then I have a call with a mastermind group that I'm a part of, and then I have a podcast I have to record. So I think after that podcast, I'm going to take a 45 minute to an hour break and just go for a walk outside. We'll talk about taking breaks tomorrow, and tomorrow is Friday. Wow, where did the week go by? Where did the week go by? Also, excuse me, you guys haven't listened to or subscribed to the Fitness Oracle. We can be found at Resilient Reboot Productions YouTube page or VIO Fitness Rumble page, where we talk about health and wellness and how it actually helps you improve your mental health and mental states. And we talk about stuff like sleep, like we talked about today, and how important it is. We go into deeper detail into it. If you listen to your favorite podcasts on iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Breaker FM, Google Podcast, or wherever you listen to, subscribe to the Fitness Oracle, and please give us a 5-star rating and a positive review, as it really does help us reach out to more people that are suffering from mental health issues. And maybe one can listen and get some benefit out of it, so that they don't do something too drastic with their lives. And just as a reminder to everybody, we are live 9 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. I'm just going to use Eastern Time because it switches back and forth. Us humans, we are so indecisive creatures. So tune in every day for these live calls, and don't forget to again, leave us a comment. Let us know what you think about today's episode, especially when it comes to sleep. I'm curious to know, what time do you guys wake up, and how much sleep do you guys actually get? And are you guys more tired when you wake up before you went to bed? These are critical, like key indicators whether you're getting good quality sleep or not. So put it in the comments below and let me know. And that's it, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. You guys have an awesome and productive day. And I hope you all have a good night's sleep tonight, because Friday is Friday and you deserve a good night's sleep on Friday. See you guys tomorrow.